Good morning, citizens. A bit of a bonus today because I've been having trouble talking for extended periods of time, and at work I end up talking all day, so I've been trying to come up with some ideas for videos that I can put out to fill the gap because I realize I haven't been putting out much. I think it's been about a week since my last video, and it is now the weekend, so I'm going to be working on 3 different videos and getting those out. I realized I'd not updated anyone on this year's Triggerfish. For anyone not to know, Triggerfish is the versus version of April Fool's. Versus version, hard to say. This year, I hid my video that I did in one of my Fan-Made Friday series, which showed a point-and-click adventure game. So if you saw that and you didn't bother watching it, or if you watched it and thought that it was kind of a cool video, but you did not click the link, clicking that link included a link to a second video, which few people actually saw, so only a few people were either fooled or just wanted to check it out. And that let people that were watching that in on the joke. It's a cool video. It shows a bit of the behind the scenes of how that game was actually made. If you think it's cool and you'd like to possibly see a larger, more functional version in the future, let me know. I'm going to just repost the video here with this intro, just kind of letting people know what was going on with that. So this is a second version of the video of Triggerfish video, and I'm going to change the intro to the Fan-Made Friday so no one gets kind of confused in the future. But yeah, just something I did. Ow. Alright, I'll stop talking here. Yeah, the healing's going good on my mouth, but where they, like, you know, did the surgery inside, there's still a little bit of exposed, sharp, bony bits that every once in a while catch the inside of my mouth. That's why there hasn't been a lot of videos lately put out. It's just because every time I'm trying to record, I'll be speaking for a while, and all of a sudden that happens, and I just kind of take a break. And so I got something coming out. I'm going to talk a little bit about 3.19 and selling components and the upcoming free fly. I'll put that out as well. That should be out today because that one's going to be pretty quick. As well as, well, today, you don't know what day I'm recording this, so it could be out whatever day. And then one about mining and about how mining is going to get harder. So until then, check this video out. I hope you found it kind of interesting. And yeah, I'm coming up with an idea for a few different little fan-made games that I'm going to do that are set in the Star Citizen universe. This point-and-click adventure, it would take a long time to do, so I don't know if I'm going to do that, but I am working on kind of a little, either like a top-down game or like a platformer game. I haven't decided yet, just because I'm learning a new coding language, and so with that, maybe the project that I'm going to give myself in order to learn it will be something that eventually will come out here and people will be able to see. So if you like more of these behind the scenes, if you like to see how things are made and really the production of the stuff that I'm doing, let me know, and maybe I will put a video about that out as well. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and enjoy version 2 of my reveal of this year's April Fool's Triggerfish video, only a couple months later. So, good news and bad. First, the bad. This game does not exist, and you fell for this year's Triggerfish video. If you don't know what Triggerfish is, it is the versus version of April Fool's. However, with the bad, you're also going to get some good. Or, you get at least a little bit of the behind the scenes. Today's Wednesday, and I've just finished the intro, the title screen, and I just got a few last minute touches, and you'll get to see some of the scenes that didn't make it into the final game due to me biting off a little bit more than I could chew. So you can see here all the different rooms that I have here. Example would be this room here. I was going to include downstairs the Hab arcade and some more interactions here. So the game I made using something called Adventure Game Studio, or AGS. And the last time I used this was at least 10 years ago, but I'm happy to say it's pretty intuitive, and I found that I remembered most of the tricks that I had learned previously. This year's video, or last year's video I should say, was me playing an actual point-and-click adventure game. Space Quest 1, which is a game that I loved and one of the first games that I played and really loved and grew up on. So that was last year's with one of the working arcade machines, and so this year I thought it would actually be fun to kind of try to make an adventure game set in the Star Citizen universe. I'm going to go over a bit of the process here and try to film some of what I did, although this is not a real game by any means. So a lot of the interactions, for instance, we're going to go, if I go to the bird's eye view of the area outside L19, if I looked at something like the hotspots, or regions I should say here, you can see I have a region over here that I've added. I'm going to walk my character over, and as soon as he gets here, it's going to set off the Moby Glass thing, and that's about where I'm going to end the video. If I was actually making this game, that would not work, that you'd have to actually walk to a specific place. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I would have to do something like a timer, and a random event timer, and set it up to, after a certain time of entering this room, that would go off and you answer it, something like that. But again, this is not a game. I'm only specifically putting in interactions of things that I'm going to actually interact with in the video, and that's why I'm making this fairly quick, and it's not going to be close to being a finished game. An example here, you can see these are the walk behinds. I can make them blue. Your character goes behind these items, and therefore it looks like he's behind these railings or this lamppost. When you go into the lamppost, the character will go back there. But you can see I didn't add any along the side. Maybe I'll add a few down here just to kind of finish it up. So really easy to do. All I got to do is just draw more of those locations. So if I drew this line here and there and there, like that's adding at least some functionality. There you go. So now he'll walk behind that railing. That's all you got to do. That's what makes this program pretty awesome and pretty easy. But if you want to give it a go yourself, it's pretty easy to make games in here. So I'll show kind of some of the simple things. So basically, you have your character views. Now the character views here, I used the images from the game. I took video of the game and just took out specific frames, and then from that just made PNG files of the character in its different locations. I only did downwards, moving to the left and moving up, and then I just flipped the animation for moving right. So pretty easy to do. The coding in this game engine is really easy because most of the stuff is done for you. So in a room like this room here, you can see I have walkable areas. Well, here's my walkable area here. I just drew this on. This is walkable area number 1, and I drew it on here. Now you can see the scaling levels, 35 to 30, meaning that he changes scale based on whether he's closer, he's 35% of his normal height, or 30%. Very little bit scaling here. But if I go to another place like the interior of, where would be the hab elevator would be a good one. Save, sure. This one here, the scalable area, walkable area here of this one, you're going 130 up here to 30%. So that's how you're able to make the character walk. And now, once this walkable area is here, just clicking the walk function, path finds for you. I was thinking originally to have the ability to go down to the basement, but again, quickly ran out of time. Have things like, instead of walkable areas, you can have objects. There's no objects in here. Hotspots, these are the things where interactions for looking. So we have the NPCs all together as one. Over here, if we look at the NPCs, the code for that, super easy. Display, which is just putting the text on here. Most of what you see I did is just display. Display, display, display. That's just putting the text on the screen. Other things, walking, you're using X, Y location. E-block just means that it's not allowed to leave that until it's done. Face direction, the reason I did that, when you go to the elevator, it's sending you to this room, room 8, which is the exterior of the elevators down below at that location. But before that, I want to make sure I'm facing it right, so when he comes out of the elevator, he's facing the right way. Super easy stuff, because most of the interactions, you just go, okay, when he's in the room, and I leave on the bottom edge, I click this, and it gives me, where's that, right here, and then I can just change room. So it's giving a lot of the information, a lot of the interactions are done in the engine. So this engine is honestly a pretty good one for making point-and-click adventure games. So if anyone wants to give it a try, give it a try. This, like I said, I'm not going to be providing this because it's definitely not a real game. Although you can see I did make a lot of the images. I did reduce the colors down to I think 64 colors for most of the backgrounds and 32 for the sprites. But pretty awesome, pretty easy to do. You can make yourself a game. Who knows? If there's enough interest, maybe one day I'll try to make an actual game. But right now, unless you do exactly what I did, um, for instance, in here, these are the objects of him laying and him standing before he becomes a visible sprite. This is the only thing I actually had to draw was the clothes in the bin here, as well as the cup, the blue cup icon. Where would that be? Sprites. Items. This cup. This cup, and that are the only things I drew. And then this is, again, another screenshot, and I just reduced them down. Using PNG gives you the alpha channels, but you can also just have a solid colored background, like these ones here. These are the default, and just say anything that's pink is a clear color. And this is the blue cup default. Now, AGS, that is your default item, and then your default when you're creating something like an object. If I say I want to create an object here, I'm not actually going to do it, but if I create one here, it comes out as a blue cup. That is the default, and that's why I actually put a blue cup in there. So that's kind of a little Easter egg for anyone who has used this engine before and knows what that is all about. Can I delete this? There we go. So that's it. Sorry to trick everyone, but also not sorry to trick anyone. So hopefully you found this one kind of entertaining and funny, and hopefully I actually do end up fooling a few people. I will put this video out a little bit later, but right now it's hidden, so unless you click the link that I provided, you're not actually going to come to this video. So if you made it here hoping to download the game, you fell for it. It's another April Fool's. I gotcha. Everyone, hopefully I'm going to have some more content coming out soon. My game on Wednesday, the 28th, is it 28th today? 29th today, still in like stowed or whatever it's called, character stowed, character, I don't know what it's called. I still can't get into the verse, still can't play the game. So luckily, I mean, it made me able to get this done. So until next time, I hope to see you soon in the verse, and I hope to be in the verse soon. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching. Don't let anyone know in the original video that this was a joke. It will be revealed soon enough. Goodbye, everybody.